this is a no-duh moment, but when Islam takes over, things are going to change drastically, and worse so for women. However, assuming that not all men are killed, I gotta ask this one question though. Do you think that for some of the cucks and manginas who somehow manage to stay alive, that they would actually be happier under Islam than they would under the current culture they're in? Because think about it. Under Islam, you don't have to kiss women's asses. In fact, under Islam, women are dumb, stupid animals whose word only counts that for half of a man. So basically, if some guy and his brother had it in for this one woman, well, it would take 4 women just to equal what they're saying. And it's stuff like this that I really have to go and sit there like, yeah, it's going to be bad for women, but what about those men? I mean, if you think MGTOW is your biggest concern about people who just say, just leave us alone. That's all we want. Just leave us alone and let us enjoy our own life. If that there is your biggest threat, believe me, that's nothing. Think about it. Under Islam, I can actually rape an 8-year-old girl, and that's okay because she's an unbeliever who is only fit to serve as firewood for hell. This is what Islam teaches. So, I'm kind of sitting here like, so if you go and seriously hate women to begin with, or you go and view women as nothing more than literal sex objects, Islam's great! No, think about it. Islam's the best thing that ever happened to you, because, hey, women are inferior creatures after all, at least if you're an Islamist. And of course, yes, I know, that's a hate fact. And you know what else is nice? The fact that it is a hate fact, according to the left, that's why nobody will bat an eye when I cut some bitch's head off who gets snippy with me. I mean, what are they going to do? I'm in the middle of a no-go zone. And besides which, in this scenario, Western civilization has already fallen. So, those complaining are going to be few and far between because, yeah, you go and question Islam and see what happens. So, basically, if you just completely despise women, and I'm not kidding, I've heard some really sick shit like how this one guy, when his sex slave told him no, that she didn't want to have sex with him, he just set the bitch on fire. I don't know about you, but the minute that you can actually do that, and nobody bats an eye, that kind of sends a strong message to the rest of your sex slave harem. I don't think anyone's going to be saying no anytime soon. And again, if you're a guy, praise Allah! Now, yes, I know, I seriously hate the Islam religion, but the thing of it is, keep in mind, if all I gotta do is worship some absentee father figure, go and pray to him 3 times a day, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Fuck it, I'll go and pray to Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny for all I care. I mean, I'm getting way more out of pretending that I give a shit about this religion, and all I gotta do is just play along, just act the part, and I suddenly got more rights than I've ever had before under a quote-unquote patriarchy. And not only that there, but I'm kind of wondering, these cucks and manginas who have been kissing women's asses for so long, I'm kind of worried because I'm kind of like, the minute they don't have to anymore, the minute you can just go and just kill a bitch if she goes and turns you down. Hey, I went and asked my cousin to go and marry me, and when she said no, I threw acid in the bitch's face. That'll teach her to say no to me. So the question now really becomes, ignoring those who have been under quote-unquote patriarchy for so long and all, being treated not even as a second class, but as a slave class, ignoring those people who are actually going to get off on abusing and torturing women just because they can, I don't see the cucks and manginas shaping up to be too much better. It's going to be real bad for women. That's all I'm going to say. If the West loses, it's like turd-flinging monkey said. Hey, we can either go and keep our pimp hand strong, or we can go and let Islam, which is a hard patriarchy, take over, and women will lose their rights anyway. And for those of you who've already tuned me out because I went and referenced turd-flinging monkey, bye-bye. But it doesn't change reality. Your feelings do not change reality one way or the other. And for those playing along, no. 2 plus 2 does not equal you're a Nazi. It equals 4. And the very fact that you're saying that it equals 850,868,294, that really doesn't matter. Yeah, I know, I'm such a terrible, horrible person, and the people that are going to be coming right after me are going to be that much worse. I.e., the Islamists who are going to be chopping your head off. So yeah, I know, let's attack the messenger because, why worry about tomorrow when you can live for now? It's like, let's go and charge a bunch of stuff to your credit cards and then worry about paying the damn things later. Women do a lot of that stuff too. Again, why worry about later when we're living in the present and that's all that matters? I mean, yeah, it's this kind of short-sightedness why matriarchies don't last. If they do last, it's because they're usually some kind of shithole that no one wants to live in. They got nothing worth taking, and the women aren't really much to look at. Yeah, I know, that's a hate fact, but what can I say? I'm one hateful person. You can go and pull this crap as long as you want, but answer me this here. When Big Daddy Warbucks is no more, when he's dead and gone, and you're forced to suck some oil sheik's dick or he's going to go and kill you, what are you going to do then? No, I'm serious. What are you going to do? Because this is a question a lot of women are going to ask themselves. The ones that aren't so butt ugly that they just got their heads cut off, i.e. every feminist in existence. While I would like to go and say that I, for one, welcome our Islamic overlords, the truth is I don't. I would not want to live in that kind of society, but I don't want to live in the kind of society that I'm in now, where being seen as a male is basically a deficient female. Or basically that you're a rapist in waiting. I don't want any of this stuff to happen, and yet, either feminists, the left, and the SJW start to wake up, which frankly isn't going to happen, or we're going to be taken over by Islam because we're too forgiving, and it's like, oh yeah, we know that you're setting off car bombs and throwing Molotov cocktails and, just having pedophile sex rings and all, but none of that's important because diversity is our strength. There is a third option in this. And unfortunately, that third option is basically for the right to wake up and say, we don't give a shit no more. Forget it. We're going scorched earth. Here's the new rules. Either you're with us or you're against us. And I hate to say crap like that because it's really extremist. But hear me out. Things have gotten to the point where Western civilization is burning, and all we can do is go and grab what currently isn't on fire, or to put out whatever is on fire that is salvageable. And sadly, this here means the right's going to have to go and say, the left is not only a hate group, but they're also traitors to the American people. There is no way to get around that very statement right there. Everything the left has done has been to tear down Western civilization. The left is too busy dividing men against women and whites against blacks and gays against straights and all this other stuff along imaginary divisionary lines that don't really matter. And I'm like, the left is the biggest hate group there ever was. I mean, you think that Hitler was bad, that was just one country. The left in every country, take a look at it. Take a look at Sweden. Take a look at Germany. Take a look at the UK. All of these countries are turning into shitholes. That's all they are. And it's because people couldn't say no. They were worried about being called a mean name. Okay, all I can say is either you go and actually step up to these cry-bullies, or praise Allah. I just got myself a new sex slave. And this one isn't made out of silicone. It's an actual living, breathing human woman. I'm not saying, of course, that I would go and do any of this crap, but I am going to be saying there are going to be plenty of others who will.